All right, let's get started making this pyramid. Now, pyramids take a couple days. You have to go layer by layer. I want to do 3 layers, so it's going to take 3 days. One for the one layer to dry, and then you do the next layer and it needs to dry, and then you do the 3rd layer. And so pyramids, you need to have patience to do pyramids. They take some time. So the first thing I want to do is I got to mix my resin, but that means I got to get on my safety gear. Yes, get on my safety gear. So if you haven't seen our safety video, go ahead and check that out. It tells you what you need to know, how to be safe, because this is chemicals and it can hurt your body if you don't do it properly. So I'm gonna put my pyramid to the side and I am going to start mixing. I don't need a lot for the first layer. I'm just going to do about 20 milliliters, which is probably too much, but we're going to try it out. And so I'm going to take my part A and just do 10 milliliters. So I'm going to measure to the 10. It goes really fast, so you got to be careful because it wants to come quickly. So I'm going to measure to the 10, close it up, and then I'm going to go with my B and go measure 10 more milliliters, but it'll go to the 20. So you need to do equal parts. They have to be equal parts. If you don't, it won't properly harden and you'll have a very sticky product and you'll just have to throw it away. And so it's very important to do exactly the same ratio. That's why these cups that the kit gives are so amazing, because you can use them over and over and measure without having to measure 2 cups and then pour them together and all that. So it's just a lot of work. So it's so great we have these cups. Now I'm going to mix for the next 3 minutes. When it's little, you only have to mix for 3 minutes when there's not very much. When there's a lot, you need to mix like 5 minutes. So 3 to 5 minutes they suggest. And I'm going to mix slowly so I don't make bubbles. Bubbles are the enemy of resin. And we're just going to mix slowly for 3 minutes, or until we don't see a swirl anymore. You see like the little wisps in it. You don't want to see those. And so I'm going to go along the bottom and then I'm going to be swirling on the side. I'm going to do that for the next 3 to 5 minutes slowly. Okay, so I have stirred. There are bubbles. You can either wait and the bubbles come to the surface. You can wait for like 5 to 10 minutes. Bubbles come to the surface. You can use fire, or you can use a heat gun to get them out. All right, so I'm going to do 3 layers. I'm going to do these clear beads and then a layer of resin with fine glitter, and then the last layer will be this chunky. But I'm going to actually just pour these in. I'm going to take off my gloves real quick. And then I'm just going to pour these in. Make sure they go all the way to the bottom. That'll be my first layer. And then I will pour in my resin. I probably want to do a little bit more. All right, I used all my beads. I used all the beads from the kit. And now I am going to pour in the resin nice and slow to get it all in there. So I'm going to pour in my resin, making sure it goes down, down, down. I'm going to wait, because I don't want to have more resin than beads. And so we're going to, this is cool. Making sure that the bubbles are out. And so beads are in there. I just want to make sure that every bead has resin and it's saturated in resin. Oh, I see a glitter I don't want in there. I gotta get the glitter out. I think the glitter was with the beads. Okay, so it is saturated, and I am just gonna leave this. Make sure you leave it on a level surface area, and I am going to leave that to dry for the next 24 hours. I will hit it with some heat just so any of the bubbles right there can go away. Okay, so we're going to leave it for 24 hours and they'll come back and do the next layer. All right, this is dried for 24 hours. I'm ready for my next layer. I've already mixed my A and my B together and stirred for 5 minutes. I've already done that. And so I want to add my fine glitter in. I want to take my gloves off, one of my gloves, and mix in a lot of fine glitter. I want it to be very glittery, so I'm doing a lot of glitter. Now, you could use the scoopers that come with the kit, but I just like to dump in because I'm like that. And I'm gonna stir and see if it's what I want. So we're gonna mix in. I think I want more glitter because it's not gonna come out very glittery. So I want a bit more glitter in my, oh, that was way more glitter. Get the spoon out. It helps you to take out the portion you should have and not just dump, because fine glitter just pours. But I like that. I like the glitter that I have, the amount of glitter. So we're gonna mix it. And then I'm ready to pour in. I want to have a layer of it, right? So I want to do a layer. I mean, these are very small. This is a very small pyramid, so you don't need a whole lot, right? And I can use it. I'm going to use this for other earring or a pendant or something because I don't want to waste it. I don't like wasting epoxy. You can use it. You can, if you have lots of molds around you, you can use it for other molds. And so now I'm going to hit it with fire so I get bubbles out, and I can see some bubbles popping even right now. It's so, you don't want bubbles. Bubbles are the enemy of epoxy, of resin, and so you want to get as many bubbles out as possible. So I hit it with fire, and we're gonna leave it for another 24 hours, and then my next layer is gonna be this chunky glitter. I'm really excited about this. It has stars and moons in it and other chunky pieces of sparkle. And so that will be our last layer. It takes 3 days for this little guy. I mean, you could do 2 layers and be fine, but I wanted the 3-layer look. So I'm gonna wait 24 hours. You only have to wait a second, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, I have mixed together my A and B already and stirred for 5 minutes. Now I am going to add my chunky glitter, my chunky embeds. It's kind of like part glitter, part embeds. They're so sparkly, they feel like glitter. So I am going to be adding that and then mix it together. I kind of just want to stick to my stick. You gotta mix it. I do have bubbles, so you could leave it for 5 to 10 minutes to let the bubbles like come to the surface, and then get it with the blowtorch or with your lighter. Or you could spray around with rubbing alcohol. There's many things you could do to get rid of the bubbles, but bubbles are awful, and so just trying to do the best you can getting rid of bubbles. So I like that. I like that color. I like that, like the consistency of it. I like how much there is in the resin, how much of the glitter there is. So I am just going to pour. I'm gonna pour, and I may want to try to get more glitter in there. So I'm just gonna pour, and I'm gonna go to the top. Oh, it's gonna be so pretty. I'm really excited about this. There we have it. So now that's our last step. Well, besides waiting. Waiting is always a step. And so now we're gonna wait another 24 hours, and then we will demold it. For you, 2 seconds. For me, 24 hours. I'll see you on the other side. All right, let's unmold this. Oh, we've been waiting for days. Now we can unmold it. Maybe if you can't get it out, get some baby oil, get some oil and put it, baby oil, and put it on there. But it's pretty small, so, oh, it popped right out. Look at that. That's so fun. What a fun design. Do you see? Oh my goodness. So we got our balls at the top, we got our glitter, and then even have our our hearts and our stars down below. It looks so good. Now it is really pointy down here, right? And so you can use sandpaper to sand it down. I would suggest, it's so pointy. You're not gonna wanna hurt anybody. And then sand the sides, but we have officially our pyramid. Oh my goodness, it is darling.